The Ranch Rebellion, a tale of justice in the Arizona desert. The sun was sinking behind the jagged peaks of the Arizona desert, casting a copper glow over my 40-acre ranch. I'd just driven 6 hours from a veterans fundraiser in Phoenix, my truck still coated in dust, when I spotted trouble. There, crouched beside my barn's power box, was Linda Harper, the self-appointed queen of the local HOA, her wire cutters glinting as she snipped the thick cable that powered my entire ranch. I slammed my truck door and shouted, "Linda, step away from that box." She jumped like a startled coyote, her oversized sunglasses slipping down her nose. "You're trespassing," she shrieked, brandishing the cutters like a sword. "This is HOA business. You weren't supposed to be back until Monday." My jaw tightened. She was cutting my electricity in my own land and had the nerve to call me the intruder. Then, as if scripted for maximum chaos, she dialed 911, claiming I was a dangerous man threatening her life. That's when I knew this wasn't just another HOA spat. This was war. Let me back up. I'm Tom Bradley, 52, a retired Marine who settled on this patch of earth outside Tucson, land my family's held for 3 generations. After years overseas, I wanted peace cattle, open skies, and no one telling me how to paint my barn. But peace was hard to come by once the Desert Bloom subdivision sprouted a mile down the road. Shiny stucco houses, gated drives, and an HOA obsessed with mailbox colors and lawn lengths moved in, and with them came Linda Harper, 62, a woman with a blonde bob and a vendetta against anything rustic. As HOA president, she decided my ranch-shred barn, grazing cows, and all was an eyesore that tanked her property values. I tried to keep things civil, planted a tree line, even muffled my roosters at night. Nothing worked. When I left for my trip, I thought I'd dodged her for a few days. I was wrong. I'd only been gone 2 days when a gut feeling pulled me home early. My buddy Dan, a deputy sheriff, was supposed to watch the place, but he'd flown out for his dad's heart surgery. Pulling into my driveway at dusk, I noticed my barn's floodlight flickering a bad sign. Then I saw Linda's white Cadillac parked by the power box, and there she was, snipping wires like it was her day job. When she called 911, accusing me of carrying a gun, "It's Arizona, and it's my land," I stayed calm. "Linda, you're making a mistake," I said, hands raised as sirens wailed in the distance. She smirked. "No, you made a mistake coming back early." 2 sheriff's cruisers rolled up, kicking up gravel. Linda flailed like a stranded movie star, pointing at me. "That's him. He's dangerous." The officers, one a seasoned guy named Carl, the other a rookie, approached cautiously. I explained, "This is my ranch, Tom Bradley. She's trespassing and cutting my power." Linda claimed she was preventing a fire hazard, but Carl eyed the severed wires and her cutters. Then I dropped the bombshell. "I've got backup footage." Unbeknownst to Linda, a solar-powered camera in a birdhouse had recorded everything: her Cadillac pulling up, her snipping the wires, her fake 911 call, all in crisp 4K. I showed Carl the video on my phone. Linda's face went ghost white. "You're bluffing," she muttered, but the truth was unraveling. As Carl watched the footage, Linda lunged, trying to slap the phone from my hand. "Ma'am, back off," Carl barked, grabbing her wrist. She collapsed into theatrics, sobbing that I'd assaulted her. The rookie, rolling his eyes, noted it was all on body cam. The video played. Linda, clear as day, vandalizing my property. Carl's tone sharpened. "Ma'am, tampering with electrical systems is a felony. Were you aware this is private property?" Linda stammered about the HOA's visual buffer zone, but I cut in, "My land's grandfathered. It's never been under HOA control. I've got the deeds to prove it." Carl nodded, took photos, and escorted Linda to her car, warning her to stay away. I found a laminated note taped to the power box. "Notice of violation, HOA Resolution 14C, $5,000 fine for non-compliant property style." More were plastered on my barn and gate. Linda thought she could find me into submission. She didn't know I'd already called my lawyer, Sarah, a no-nonsense attorney who ate bullies for breakfast. The next morning, I woke to a crash. My front gate was torn off its hinges, twisted metal in the dirt. A black pickup with no plates sped off, leaving Linda's HOA flyers scattered like confetti. Non-compliant property, barn color, livestock, power system violations. She'd escalated from vandalism to destruction, and she wasn't alone. I called the sheriff and Sarah. "This is vandalism with intent," Sarah said. "We're pushing harder." That night, my dog Rusty, a loyal German shepherd, growled at something near the creek. I grabbed a flashlight and followed. A man in a hoodie was burying a device by my well pump. I recorded him from the bushes as he fled to the same black pickup. The device? A rigged sprinkler with foul chemicals, likely meant to attract predators. I bagged it, called the sheriff, and saved the video. This wasn't just HOA nonsense, Anna Maria, it was sabotage. Linda's history gave context. Before Arizona, she'd terrorized a Palm Springs neighborhood, suing neighbors over hedges and mail routes. She lost every case, but never learned. In Desert Bloom, she'd bullied her way onto the HOA board, passing rules about fence heights and community aesthetics. My ranch, outside her jurisdiction, drove her wild. She'd dumped trash by my gate, reported my solar panels for glare, and called animal control on my napping cows. Now, she'd crossed into dangerous territory. 3 days later, I played my trump card. I'd bought the 5-acre lot behind Desert Bloom, land Linda wanted kept pristine for her HOA's image. By week's end, I owned it. Sarah called, laughing. "Title's yours, Tom. That buffer zone. It's your playground now." I didn't plan a house. I planned an apiary and garden workshop, just enough bees and bustle to make Linda squirm. Construction began overnight. Welders, cement mixers, glorious noise. Linda stormed over, screaming about industrial violations. I sipped my coffee and smiled. "You're on my land again, Linda." When a news van arrived, tipped off about HOA overreach, Linda's meltdown yelling at workers, waving papers went viral locally. She was unraveling, but not done. That night, I found an illegal wildlife trap by my shed, baited with rotting meat and chemicals. It could have lured coyotes or worse. I called Dan, who sighed. "This is wildlife endangerment now." She's desperate. Then, a surprise. Linda's husband, Mark, showed up at my gate, holding an envelope. "I'm not with her," he said, ashamed. Inside was Linda's handwritten apology and her psychiatric treatment plan. "She's spiraling," he admitted. "This isn't an excuse, but she's lost control." I thanked him, but stayed wary. Empathy didn't erase her crimes. Linda's next move was a lawsuit, accusing me of harassment via bees and construction. Sarah laughed it off. "She's got nothing, but she's banking on draining you." We countersued for trespassing, property damage, false 911 calls, entrapment, and defamation. Sarah subpoenaed the HOA's financials, uncovering Linda's scheme. She'd find non-HOA ranchers and pocketed the money. Fraud, plain and simple. In court, Linda's lawyers painted me as a rural bully. Sarah, with one folder and a flash drive, dismantled them. Videos showed Linda's crimes: wire cutting, flyer planting, trap setting. The HOA audit revealed her illegal fines. The judge, a stern woman named Ellis, granted a restraining order and slammed her gavel. "Values don't override the law, Mrs. Harper." Outside, ranchers cheered. But Linda wasn't done. A Facebook post called me a land tyrant, and an anonymous comment, "Henderson won't see us coming," chilled me. She had allies. At 3 a.m., I heard a crack. 2 men were smashing my apiary fence, one burying a gasoline-filled bottle. I hit my alarm, chased them with Rusty, and pinned Oni scared kid in his 20s. Deputies caught him. The bottle was an arson attempt. The second man escaped, but gas station footage later showed Linda bailing him out. Conspiracy charges piled up. Her Protect Desert Bloom chat had whipped up fear, painting me as a threat. The kid's cousin, an HOA crony, was the second man. Then, a turning point. Greg, a Desert Bloom dad, brought honey biscuits and a petition signed by 14 residents to oust Linda as HOA president. "We're done with her," he said. Hope flickered. At dawn, deputies arrested Linda in her robe, her neighbors watching. Charged with conspiracy, trespassing, vandalism, and more, she screamed about bees and dust as cuffs clicked. Her HOA board suspended her, and her mugshot hit the news. The trial was swift. Linda pled no contest, getting house arrest, therapy, 200 hours of community service, and a 5-year HOA leadership ban. I won damages for repairs and fees. Desert Bloom elected Greg and a retired teacher, Mrs. Larson, to the board. 22 households sent a letter apologizing and thanking me. I hosted a ranch open day, kids petted goats, families toured wildflower trails, and I gave out honey. Greg toasted to quiet strength and real justice. The crowd cheered, Rusty barked. A month later, a shaky note arrived, no return address. I don't expect forgiveness, Tom. I was scared of losing control. Thank you for showing me I never had it. Linda. I tucked it away and painted my barn sky blue, a jab at her earth tones. My ranch, my peace, was mine again. This fight wasn't just about land, it was about standing up to bullies who think they own your life. Have you faced injustice or violence in your community? Share your thoughts below. Do you think Linda's punishment was fair, or should she have faced jail? Take a stand, your voice matters. Let's keep this conversation going.